figures in Ashes history were despised by the opposition more than Douglas Jardine. He was the granite-jawed architect of the notorious 1932 Bodyline series, which sent shockwaves through the sport that still reverberate nearly a century later. One day, the hurricane met the tornado as Jardine met Yabba. As the name suggests, Yabba, real name Stephen Harold Gascoigne, was a heckler who became so famous that a statue was made of him. When Jardine was on the boundary swatting away some flies, Yabba yelled the immortal line, "Jardine, leave our flies alone. They're the only friends you've got here." Like Jardine before him, Stuart Broad is another figure who had a particular gift for riling the Aussie public, mainly due to his jaw-dropping survival at Trent Bridge in 2013, when he very visibly nicked off to slip and refused to walk. Broad is somewhat the modern housery king. He officially became a sorcerer in 2023 when his random bail swaps twice bought a wicket with the next ball at the Oval. 3 tests earlier, after that Carey Bairstow run-out, Broad made sure he was right in the thick of the pantomime. Wicketkeeper Ian Healy issued one of the great lines towards Nasser Hussain. When Steve Waugh told Ricky Ponting to field right under Hussain's nose, Healy remarked, "That could be anywhere within a 3-mile radius." Poor Nass. But perhaps the most poetic of sledges came from bowler of lightning bolts Dennis Lillee about the Yorkshireman of Yorkshiremen, Geoffrey Boycott, about whom Lillee wrote this: "He's the only fellow I've met who fell in love with himself at a young age and has remained faithful ever since." Priceless.
Good morning, Katie Shanahan in the chair today for Early Sports Breakfast. Good to have your company this morning. We have a huge night in the Champions League. I'm so excited. 6 English teams, even though the mighty Arsenal are already through. Let's see how the rest fare, and you can listen to it all across talkSPORT. A very busy night coming up, but we've also got a busy show in terms of talkSPORT Breakfast coming up at 6 a.m. with Ali McCoist and Steve Bruce this morning. Nick, what's coming up on the show today over the next hour?
Morning, Katie. We'll start with the Champions League. Obviously, we've got Newcastle versus PSG, grudge match. They could potentially put each other into the playoffs tonight. We've got, 6 teams in action. We'll preview all of that. We've got a transfer update with Ben Jacobs, get the latest on the market. We'll hear from the Aussie Open. Will Hobbs is watching the tennis for us. Djokovic in action this morning. And we're asking, who's going to win the Champions League this year? Is it Arsenal? Why not?
Oh, come on, the mighty Arsenal.
Get involved on the usual number, 03717 223344, WhatsApp or text 81089.
Right, let's get into it. I'm really excited about tonight. It's like Christmas come early. There's so many games in the Champions League, and we're going to have to stay up, Nick. We're doing the show tomorrow.
Do you watch as many as possible at the same time, or do you choose one?
I have to commit to one, and then I can look at the game, but I try to keep... Actually, if there's a goal or something, I try and... But probably 2 is my max. And then I can flip between the 2, yeah.
And if you got to pick one, which one are you watching?
Oh, I quite want to see Chelsea-Napoli.
Yeah, could be interesting.
Antonio Conte.
McTominay.
Yeah, McTominay.
Loving life in Napoli.
Loving life. He's a king over there, isn't he?
He really is. I mean, he's on murals next to Maradona. And he was saying in an interview, quite a nice interview, that he, when he got there, he sort of put a hat and shades on and walked around quite a bit and just really loved being in Naples. But now he can't do that anymore because he's so famous. I'm going to watch PSG Newcastle.
Oh, well, that'll be handy.
PSG are great.
You watch that and I'll do Chelsea Napoli. Have you been to Napoli before? Or Naples?
No, I'd love to.
I've been to Naples.
Good pizza, apparently.
Yeah, and went there for our mini moon. We went to the Amalfi Coast. It was a stunning part of the world.
Yeah.
Positano. Yeah, you should go to it.
It is on my bucket list.
Yes. Right, let's do the top 5 at 5. new to the show and you're thinking, what on earth is about to happen? This is when we do a little quiz at the start of the show, our top 5 at 5, and this is where I normally need your help. So you can text 81089 into the show this morning. So, Nick, what is our top 5 at 5 today?
Our exclusive quiz for the early listeners. This is probably the sexiest top 5 we've ever done, right?
Oh, wow.
I want to know top 5 scorers of the most direct free kick goals in the Champions League, men's Champions League. There we go. Stuart, thank you.
Stuart is always so ready with the dramatic music. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo is top with 12. So we're looking at a very sexy Italian man. A Brazilian legend who's less of a name, but, you know, a Brazilian Ballon d'Or winner. And then number 5 is actually two guys who have the sweetest right and left pegs possibly the game has ever seen.
Oh, right, okay. Sexy Italian man.
Very sexy Italian man from the 90s, creeping into the 2000s. Juventus stalwart, finished his career in Australia, I think.
Roberto Carlos?
Roberto Carlos is in there. He's Brazilian, though.
Yes.
He's joint 5th.
Joint 5th.
So you got number 1, Ronaldo, with 12, and Roberto Carlos joint 5th with 7.
Okay, well, normally I get 2, and then we open it up to the listeners.
You got a few to get there.
I've got
given the clues out.
You have given it a sexy Italian man.
Very sexy.
Very sexy Italian
A lot
man.
of sexy guys in this top 5.
I really should know this. Okay, I've got a few, but I'm like, no, I can't imagine them taking free kicks. I'm just going on sexy Italian men at the moment. So, okay, this is where I need your help. Give me a text. The number to text is 81089. You can give me a call 0371 722 3344. So Nick, just remind the listeners of our top 5 at 5 today.
I want the top 5 direct free kick goal scorers in Champions League history, not the European Cup, Champions League. So we've got Ronaldo top with 12 and Roberto Carlos joint 5th with 7. But you got 4 more to get because there's joint 5th and there's 3 more in the middle, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, if it comes to me, I will have a think. Okay, let's get into the Champions League final round of group games. Can't wait for this one. All 6 Premier League sides could be going into the Champions League top 8 and avoid those 2-legged playoffs next month. But who's got what it takes?
Comes back to Gyökeres, who puts it in the top corner. They sit atop the Champions League table. They're guaranteed of a place in that top 8.
Is this Arsenal's time? Is this the season it all comes together?
Ball in for Solanke, win in Frankfurt next week, and they will have a top 8 finish.
Ball into the near post, and it in! Virgil van Dijk!
3 goals, 3 points, and an outstanding chance of a top 8 finish.
If Liverpool start getting it together, there's no reason why they're not going to be in the latter stages.
Chelsea 1, Paphos 0. I'm not totally convinced they're going to get the win they need next week in Naples.
An embarrassing night for Manchester City, stunned in the Arctic Circle.
We are struggling now. I know 100% what's happened with the team.
They may be struggling in the Premier League, but in the Champions League, they come alive.
Forward into the area, Joe Linton squaring in, Wisher! And he ends his goal drought.
Stand by for drama.
The Champions League is really going to the wire.
Okay, so here are what the Premier League teams need to do. Arsenal are top of the Champions League table. They're away at bottom side Kairat Almaty in Kazakhstan. 100% Champions League record, 7 from 7, flying at the moment, and they will finish top unless they lose and Bayern Munich win with a 5+ goal margin. Liverpool are 4th, home to Azerbaijan's Karabakh. A win guarantees top 8 for them. A draw and things get very tense, just like that music just then. Spurs are 5th. They're away to Eintracht Frankfurt and probably need a win to make the top 8. As for Newcastle, Chelsea, Man City are all in the group of 8 teams that are on 13 points, also including PSG, the former champions, Barcelona, reigning champions, Barcelona, Sporting, Atletico Madrid and Atalanta. Newcastle are 7th. They're away to PSG, which you can listen to on talkSPORT tonight. They need a win to make the top 8. As for Chelsea, they're away to Antonio Conte's Napoli. They're in 8th. and also facing, as we were just speaking about there with Nick Ellaby, facing Scott McTominay, who's moved there and has just become a king. Also up against Kevin De Bruyne as well, Rasmus Højlund as well. So really interesting to see that Napoli team and how they get on against Chelsea tonight. Chelsea need a win to make the top 8. And finally, Man City in 11th. They're home to Galatasaray. And I'm fascinated to see Ederson, who's in goal for Galatasaray, up against the likes of Erling Haaland, because they will know each other very well from their Man City days. So City need a win, other results to go their way to make the top 8. But let's focus on the reigning champions, PSG, up against Newcastle. Anthony Gordon is on fire in the Champions League this season. Get this, he's the tournament's joint third top goal scorer with 6 goals from 7 games. And ahead of Newcastle's crunch game with PSG live on talkSPORT tonight, Gordon was asked to explain the difference between the Premier League and Champions League football.
I think in the Champions League, teams are much more open. They all try and play. It's less transitional. I think in the Premier League, it's become more physical than I've ever known it to be. It's like a basketball game sometimes. It's so relentless physically. There's not much control. It's a running game, and sometimes it's about duels. Who wins the duels wins the game, or moments. The Champions League is a bit more of an older style of game. It's a bit more football based. Like, teams come and try and play proper football. I think in the Premier League now you're seeing a lot more long throw-ins, set pieces. It's become a lot slower and a lot more set piece based, I would say.
That's really interesting to see and hear from Anthony Gordon saying that the Champions League is much more open, which would favour certain players as well. Interesting hearing from him there. So in terms of, Anthony Gordon, he's now on 6 goals from 7 games. The top of the Champions League goal-scoring charts is Kylian Mbappe, top with 11 goals. You've got Harry Kane on 7 goals. Lots of talk around him signing a new deal for Bayern Munich at the moment, which would see him probably end his career out in Germany. Anthony Gordon, Erling Haaland and Victor Osimhen all on 6 goals. But Anthony Gordon kind of hinting to the fact there that the Champions League is more open than the Premier League, especially this season, I suppose, with long throw-ins and set plays. It's just a little bit slower, which is interesting. But obviously that can all change. So Adrian Durham presents kickoff live from the Emirates tonight. In terms of commentaries, you've got PSG up against Newcastle in the Champions League. 8 o'clock kickoff on talkSPORT, and at the same kickoff time of Napoli hosting Chelsea. Chelsea out in Italy in the Champions League tonight. talkSPORT 2 for that one. And it's a huge test for Liam Rossigna out in Italy, coming up against former Chelsea boss Antonio Conte and his Napoli side. And Rossigna was asked for his thoughts on the former manager Conte.
Huge respect for him, firstly as a player. He's a magnificent footballer who then went on to have an incredible and still has an incredible career as a coach. I think his passion as a player transmits to passion in his teams, and obviously when I was younger watching Chelsea play in the manner that they did, defensively so strong, Hazard was incredible in those moments. And he's gone on to prove what an amazing manager he is, and he's won many titles, including an incredible title here last year.
I remember actually working at Chelsea as part of Chelsea TV when Chelsea were under Jose Mourinho, and then it was Antonio Conte, and real feel-good factor around the place. I was there for many years, and let's see how they get on against Chelsea in Naples tonight. So that is available for you on talkSPORT 2. Right, thank you so much for all your texts this morning on our Top 5 at 5. We like to get you involved as soon as possible. So just to recap, our 5 a.m. quiz, the Top 5 at 5. So a lot of you texting in this morning. Here we go. Everyone is saying, so if you're just joining us, this is where we ask you a top 5 quiz. And in the Champions League, as we've got a huge night in the Champions League today, we are asking you the top 5 direct free kick goal scorers. Everyone's saying Pirlo. No, it's not him. I actually guessed that as well. So at number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo with 12 goals. Number 2, Alexandre Del Piero at number 11. With 11 goals. Number 3 is Jorginho Pernambucano with 10 goals. Well done to Matt King and Reese from Wales. You both got that one. Well done. Number 4 was Rivaldo, 8. Dave, well done. HGV driver in Somerset, you got that one. Well done, Dave. And finally, number 5, well, joint 5 actually, David Beckham with 7 goals. Sean, well done to you. You got that correct. And talkSPORT's Ollie Klink, listening on the way to Paris. Good morning, Ollie. Have a fabulous time in Paris, you lucky thing. Yeah, well done to both of you. And the final one, which I got right, was joint 5th, Roberto Carlos, also with 7 goals. So those are the top 5 direct free kick goal scorers in the Champions League. Thanks so much for all your texts and getting involved in our game that we like to do at the top of the show. Today we are also asking you this morning, who is going to win the Champions League this season? Feels as though it's a big night of European action tonight. 0371 722 3344, or you could text me 81089. Are Arsenal going to win the Champions League, or do you, I mean, they're sitting top of the leaderboard, 7 from 7, 100% track record so far. So can they win the Champions League this season, or do you think someone else is going to come and win? This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Katie Shanahan. The time now is 5:16. Up next, we're going to be taking a look at the back pages, and get your guard up because it's week 2 of my new feature, Katie's Corner. Good morning, Katie Shanahan here with Early Sports Breakfast. Good to have your company today. We'll get to your texts in a minute. Thanks so much for all of you getting involved in our top 5 at 5. That's something we've been trying over the last couple of weeks. So glad to have so many of you on board as we try and wake you up ahead of a big night of European action. We are building also up to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show, 6 a.m. with Ali McCoist and Steve Bruce in the chair today. They'll be coming up at 6. Looking forward to seeing both of them. But right now, here are some of the headlines you're waking up to this Wednesday morning. 2 Chelsea fans have been taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries after an incident in Naples. Chelsea are urging fans to be very cautious ahead of tonight's game. Naples has a long history of away supporters being targeted by Napoli ultras. As for tennis, Iga Swiatek's bid to complete the career Grand Slam, the Australian Open, has been ended. Fifth seed Elena Rybakina beat Swiatek in straight sets in the quarterfinals. And England white ball captain Harry Brooks smashed 136 runs off just 66 balls as England wrapped up an ODI series win in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It just, everything was clicking, and I was hitting the ball in the areas I wanted to, and it just felt good.
Do you feel a sense of that early doors after a couple of balls when you time a couple and think, oh, today could be my day here?
A little bit. The pitch was a lot better than I was expecting when I first went in. I obviously got off the mark first ball with a boundary, which is always nice, and then I middle one a couple of balls later, a sweep shot, and I thought, today could be an interesting day. So I'm glad it came off.
talkSPORT Scott Taylor with the questions there, and loads more content on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. And for more on the day's biggest stories, you can go to talksport.com. Time now for week 2 of my new feature, Katie's Corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands of taxi drivers in their cabs and the millions listening around the world, let's get ready to rumble. In the red corner, wearing the shiniest of trousers, she represented England at field hockey before earning a master's degree in sports journalism. The pride of Kingston upon Thames, it's Katie, the Grand Slam Shanahan.
Right, my argument for today's Katie's Corner. This is Arsenal's year, and Arsenal aren't going to bottle it. Arsenal have arguably the best squad in the Premier League. They're 4 points clear at the top of the table. They're top of the Champions League. 7 wins from 7, and they are through to the last 16 already. They're 1 game away from Wembley in the EFL Cup and a favourable FA Cup draw as well. Yes, Arsenal have fallen short before, with concerns that it may happen again. But Arsenal fans, we need to get behind the team. Be less negative. Don't add to the media circus, as the players will hear, watch and listen to all of the criticism. Right now, Arsenal need our support, and technically, the quadruple is still on. Mikel Arteta actually has recently said he wants all fans to jump aboard the fun boat as he tries to spread positivity around the anxious home defeat to Manchester United.
We have earned the right to be in a great position in 4 competitions, and in the next 4 months we're going to live and play with enjoyment, with a lot of courage, and with the conviction that we're going to win it. And this is going to be the mindset and where we're going to put the energy. And I'm just hoping that everybody that is related to this club, especially our supporters, jump on that boat, because this is the way that we're going to live the next 4 months, because we deserve to live like this.
Yes, Arsenal fans, jump aboard the boat. So instead of thinking Arsenal may bottle it and adding to the media circus, we need to back the team and dream of what's to come.
Katie's Corner with Katie Shanahan. Are you fighting her corner or taking her on?
This is Arsenal's year, and Arsenal aren't going to bottle it. Are you fighting in my corner in this one, or do you want to take me on? The number to call is 03717 2233 44. You can text me 81089. Right, thanks so much for all your texts this morning. Good morning to Craig. He goes, morning, Katie. Looking forward to another great show. Thank you, Craig. Think we should rest players tonight as we qualified, and Kairat Almaty aren't strong opposition. And we have a huge game against Leeds on Saturday. And yes, Arsenal will win the Champions League. Come on, you Gunners. Thank you so much, Craig. Yeah, I'm confident tonight. I also want to make a correction. Thank you so much for this person that texted in. Katie Edison plays for Fenerbahce, not Galatasaray. Thank you for correcting me on that one. And also here, Darren, the Spurs fan. Morning, I believe the Spurs fan, yes. Morning, Katie. Great show as always. Knowing the way Spurs are, they could win the Champions League, finish 15th, then I would wake up to realise I'm dreaming. But realistically, Liverpool will win the Champions League. Okay, I don't think they will win the Champions League, but we will see. Keep those texts coming in, 81089. Oh, and just one final one here that made me smile. Hello, Katie, a cup of tea, a piece of toast, Catty on the radio, life is bliss. That's from Darren in St Helens. Good morning, Darren. Thank you so much for your text into the show. Right, it is time for this 5:24. Nick Ellaby is back in the studio for the Back pages.
All aboard the fun boat.
Yes.
Let's hope it's more QE2 than Titanic.
Yes. Or one of those, those party boats that you go on in Ibiza.
Oh, yeah. I've done one of those on the Thames before.
Have you?
Yeah, it's great fun. Basically, just go up and down the river and get hammered.
Yeah. So let's hope it's one of those with the full Arsenal team and all the Arsenal fans going up and down the Thames.
Just touching on this kind of terrible looking, but the players are okay. This car crash. Tottenham striker Randall Kolo Muani had a lucky escape. His tyre blew out, caused his Ferrari to crash on the M25. Wilson Odeberg was apparently travelling behind him. Both are absolutely fine, but it delayed their travel to Frankfurt tonight. Frankfurt not doing very well in the Champions League, so Spurs have a good chance tonight. But Pedro Porro out, Mickey van der Ven also injured. Van der Ven's got a minor issue. Porro's out for 4 weeks with a hamstring problem.
Oh, no.
I mean, it seems to be the same old problems at Spurs. Always the injuries. It's like every season, every manager. Doesn't matter who we've got. You've got to wonder if there's an issue with their medical department at this stage.
Well, it also feels as though there were more injuries under Ange Postecoglou, down to the style of play.
Yeah.
Flying forwards and lots of hamstrings were going, especially Mickey van der Ven. I still think there's rumours about him being 100 million, worth 100 million. I mean, I think brilliant player, but 100 million I think is too much.
I think they've just said, look, there's interest. We don't want to sell him, but look, if you want it, there's 100. We'll take 100 million.
100 million.
Well, who's the most expensive defender in Premier League history? Is it still Van Dijk?
Probably still Van Dijk. 75 or 8, yeah.
Something like that. So, I mean, players in both boxes are generally the most expensive.
Can I just say this on the boat text? So he goes, good morning, Katie. Been on the boat ever since Mikel has been in charge. Quadruple is still on, like you said. Come on, you Gunners.
There we go. All right. Chelsea will find exile. A new club will rip up his £20 million deal. This is Raheem Sterling. Liam Rossini not really kind of keeping his cards close to his chest on Sterling. He's got 18 months to run of his contract, worth 20 million quid. Rossini is saying about Sterling, I've said what I've said on Raheem. He's a player I have massive respect for, huge respect as a person, but we might get a bit more on that in the transfer update with Ben Jacobs a little bit later. And Jeremy Doku's claimed he's not a diver, and he's also had a go at Diogo Dalot's Derby challenge, saying it could have put him out of action for months. Doku rubbishing accusations that he's a diver. I think Pep Guardiola thought that challenge in the Manchester derby should have been a red card for Dalot. Doku came off the bench against Wolves last Saturday, obviously missed that defeat away at Bodo Glimt. So good news for Man City that Doku's back. He says, knowing myself and my character, I know I'm not a diver. I mean, who's the Premier League's worst diver? Is it Anthony Gordon?
Probably Anthony Gordon. You know who I just find, I really like him as a player because he's brilliant, but the rolling around from Bruno Fernandes is just ridiculous.
Yeah, Martinelli.
Great theatricals.
Martinelli, a little bit like that.
Yeah, it's just, it just gets annoying because then it also time wastes and all of that. But on Sterling, you just want him to find a club and play football, right? Because he's coming towards the end of his career and he's just kind of training on his own. I just saw here, Sterling actually joined Chelsea on a 5-year contract. That was back in 2022 for close to 48 million. He was the first signing that the Chelsea's ownership, Blueco, made. And it's just kind of gone downhill. It's just a shame to see kind of him go from playing so well for England, Man City, Liverpool, and then now he needs to just move on and kind of end his career in some form of positive light.
Genuine Premier League legend. Very quickly before I go, Everton have been offered the chance to host England's Nations Championship Rugby Union International. England versus Fiji would be the first England home match held away from Twickenham since 2019. So Hill Dickinson already paying off for Everton. They've got that friendly between Scotland and Ivory Coast. And then looks like they might get an England versus Fiji Nations League Rugby Union match as well. Wow. So helping the coffers at Everton so they can buy some new players.
Great. Nick, thanks so much for your time. That was a review of the morning's back pages. Up next, we are going to be having a look at the front pages and get the very latest on a busy January transfer window. The time is 5:29. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Katie Shanahan. Good morning.
Who doesn't love the Ryder Cup, the competition that ignites and unites the greats of golf like no other? 1927 brought us the very first edition at the Worcester Country Club in Massachusetts. For the first 22 editions, when it was just British and Irish golfers versus the US, America were only beaten 3 times. But in 1979, in came Europe, and in came Seve Ballesteros, who went on to win 5 of them. Since Team Europe became a thing, the head-to-head reads Europe 13, USA 9. Europe's last away win was the miracle at Medina in 2012. America hasn't won on European soil since 1993 at the Belfry. So what about the money? The most recent Ryder Cup in Rome drew in a record 271,000 spectators and boosted the Italian economy by €262 million. The PGA of America TV deal with NBC is worth $440 million, but 2025 will be the first time ever that the US team will receive a fee for playing. Of course, in Rome, legend has it Patrick Cantley refused to wear his cap because he wasn't being paid to wear it, though he insisted it simply didn't fit. Either way, Team Europe have made it clear they're more than happy to keep playing for the thrill, joy and prestige of the Ryder Cup.
Good morning, Katie Shanahan here with Early Sports Breakfast. Hope you're doing well, whether you're out walking the dogs, whether you're just waking up, or if you're listening to us around the world. Always like hearing where you're listening to us. We had Saudi Arabia, we've had New Mexico, we've had Australia, South Africa. To keep those texts coming in, 81089. We are building up to talkSPORT Breakfast with Ali McCoy and Steve Bruce from 6 a.m. But here are some of the headlines you're waking up to this Wednesday morning. Arne Slot fully accepts the criticism coming his way after Liverpool's inconsistent run of form, but they can secure their place in the Champions League last 16 with a win over Qarabag tonight. Aston Villa have completed the signing of Tammy Abraham from Besiktas for around £18 million. Abraham scored 25 goals for Villa during a loan spell in 2018-19 as they won promotion from the Championship. And into boxing, heavyweight boxer Daniel Dubois is reuniting with his trainer Don Charles. He was in Dubois' corner for the 3 successive wins that led him to a first world title. And Daniel told White and Jordan his decision to leave Don Charles was too rash.
I think it was just everyone needed to go away and think about things, really. It wasn't even a deep thought out thing. We just a quick rash decision might have been, I don't know. But what I can say is that I'm glad we're back together. I'm glad I'm going to be working with him again. And, you know, he's the right guy, right heavyweight trainer for me. I've just scratched the surface. I've still got more bundles or more inside of me I'm going to drag out and climb to the top again, get my belt back. So, yeah, that's what we're on at the moment.
OK, for more on all the day's biggest stories, you can go to talksport.com. Now, I'm very pleased to say we've got talkSPORT's transfer guru, Ben Jacobs, on the line. Good morning, Ben.
Good morning, Katie. How are you?
Very well. Better for speaking to you this morning. Thanks so much for coming on the show. We've got loads to get into, haven't we? So let's start with actually a lot of what's all over the back pages this morning. Chelsea's Raheem Sterling set to leave.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because Chelsea will have a lot of late window movement. There's Axel Disasi, who we can speak about in just a moment. But Raheem Sterling may be the most interesting one. And Chelsea expects Sterling to leave. Sterling is still exploring options. And I suppose from Chelsea's point of view, there's two things that can happen in the final days of the window. The first is a club comes in. Sterling only wants to leave permanently, not on loan. He'd prefer to stay in London if he could. In the past, there's been options such as West Ham United and Fulham, and yet it never materialised. Bayer Leverkusen and Juventus also looked in the summer. So let's see whether he does get that move in London. Wage is obviously a factor for certain clubs. Or secondly, Chelsea could look to terminate the contract of Raheem Sterling, and then he becomes a free agent, which means that he might get a more lucrative deal. So either way, lots of options on the table, but Sterling is expected to leave Chelsea.
Axel Disasi is also one to watch this window, I believe.
Yeah, so Axel Disasi is a little bit different to Sterling because Sterling's in the so-called bomb squad. He's not training with the first-team squad. Axel Disasi has been reintegrated. You could argue that gives Chelsea a stronger position in the market to negotiate, and they're still looking to maybe bring in another defender as well. So Aaron Anselmino's come back from Dortmund. If they don't get another, then Disasi could end up training with the first-team squad as well. But the expectation is he goes, and again, a permanent exit. And West Ham here might be one to watch as well, because Igor Julio has been recalled from his loan spell from West Ham and gone back to Brighton, and that means that West Ham have the possibility to now sign another defender. So let's see whether they come in for Disasi. I'm still told they would prefer a loan with a conditional obligation contingent on whether they stay up, whereas again Chelsea would prefer to sell Disasi permanently. Roma and Lyon are two clubs in Europe that have also looked at the Chelsea defender.
On to Spurs then. They're not having much luck, are they? They're trying to nick Sunderland keeper Robin Roos. What's this about?
Yeah, I think this will be more one for the summer than now, because Sunderland's position is basically that Roos is not for sale, and that may be the case in the summer as well because he's contracted until 2030. But Tottenham need to plan, possibly, by the way, for a number 2 goalkeeper as well, because don't forget, West Ham are also looking at Antonin Kinski, and that one could develop on a potential loan. It all depends on whether they get the player buy-in. But Vicario, the number 1 at Spurs, is being courted by Inter Milan, and if he goes in the summer, then Tottenham will be looking for a new number 1, and Ruffs is one of the names on the shortlist. But again, Sunderland are having a great season and he's well contracted, so he's not going to be that easy to get out of the Stadium of Light, and that's one for the summer, not this winter.
And how about Nottingham Forest? Did they really think they could lure Lewis Dunk away from Brighton?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Brighton were categorical, Lewis Dunk not for sale, but it just shows you how active Nottingham Forest are in the market as well. Jean-Philippe Mateta, another one to watch as well, potentially. So I'm expecting a lot of movement from Nottingham Forest as they look to try and back Sean Dyche to get themselves not just out of trouble, but the expectation at the football club is they should be European contenders. It's going to be very difficult this season, but you never know because the Premier League table is so tight. You can go from the bottom half to the top half very quickly, and if all the coefficients align, then mid-table might be good enough for some kind of European football. So it was an initial inquiry only. There was no bid in a formal sense, and I'm told that it was made very clear to Nottingham Forest, don't come back, don't make a formal bid. Lewis Dunk is going nowhere.
And just finally, is there anything else we should be looking out for this week?
Yeah, I think there's a few things. Mateta, like I say, could be a very interesting one. And if it is to be Nottingham Forest, they've already bid 35 million. Crystal Palace want 40 million. Of course, he's had interest from Serie A as well. It might open the door for Crystal Palace to then bid for Jorgen Strand Larsen, again valued at 40 million. Mateta and Tottenham, there's nothing yet really developing, but it could potentially, if Randall Kolo Muani is to go to Juventus, the player's open to that deal. But from Tottenham's point of view, they can basically say, no, we're not going to allow him to be recalled. We're just going to keep him until the end of the season. But Mateta definitely one to watch. And Lucas Paqueta to Flamengo, that one's getting closer as well. There's an agreement in principle in place for somewhere in the region of 41 million euros.
Ben, thank you so much for your time this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks a lot.
Transfer window. Breaking news on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment and business admin with ease all year round. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
OK, so part of Katie's Corner, we've been asking you, is this Arsenal's year? Despite their defeat to Manchester United, we're trying to keep things positive. And we've got Sammy, the Manchester United fan, on the line. We can be friends for this call, Sammy, despite what happened at the weekend. So do you think Arsenal will still do it this season?
Good morning, Katie. Yes, as a neutral, I hope you're well. As a neutral, I do believe Arsenal can do it. If Man United whenever Man United don't win, I want Arsenal to do it. If Man United don't win, nothing. If we don't win, I want Arsenal to win the league and the Champions League. It's going to take something special to do both. I see more of when Liverpool won the league one season and the Champions League next season, or the other way around. But if Arsenal keep the players. If they also keep the players, all players fit, I think they can do it.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I would want my family are Arsenal fans. I would want them to do it. Yeah.
I mean, it would be amazing. We had so many texts in this morning thinking that Arsenal still can do it, despite potentially the dip in form recently. What about Manchester United? They're on a good run under Michael Carrick, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I'm very happy with Mike Carrick. I think we're just giving the full support this season, and then hopefully they sit down next season and make the right decision for the club. But I'm very happy with Michael Carrick, and the players are playing for him, and the players playing for the club as well. So it sounds good. It seems good.
Top 4 finish for Man United?
Yeah, I believe so. If we carry on.
Okay. Sammy, thanks so much for getting involved in the show. Good to have you on Early Sports Breakfast this morning. So if you agree with Sammy and myself, do you think Arsenal can still get the job done this season, despite a little bit of negative noise following the weekend? So today we're asking, is this Arsenal's year? Text the number 81089, or you can give me a call 03717 223344. Right, it is now time for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front page is first on the Early Sports Breakfast. talkSPORT.
And it means Nick Ellaby is back with the front pages. I never know what's going to come my way.
Only the best stories in this section. First of all, lead story today, Rover and Out. Classic dog names pass into history.
Oh.
Traditional dog names are dying out. This is Steve Richmond in the Daily Star. Just 4 Rovers and 2 Fidos registered by a leading pet insurer in 2025.
Oh.
Cat monikers also suffering the same fate. Just 11 tabbies and 5 spots were recorded, with Whiskers and Marmalade also declined. Yeah, Marmalade's like a classic, isn't it?
Yeah, I love marmalade on toast.
Wait, hang on. Well, I thought.
No, I just love marmalade. Sorry.
I like a Marmite. I'm not a huge.
You know
fan
what?
of
I do say orange marmalade on toast is like, that's like my guilty. I wouldn't say it was guilty pleasure, but anyway.
What I do want to know is, do you have a dog?
I would love to have a dog. We're currently looking at what dogs to get.
What breed are you thinking?
I think it's the. I was just. we want like a proper dog that you can go running with. So
Yeah.
I've actually been looking at puppy Rottweilers over the last couple of days.
Do a 5K.
Yeah, to do a 5K, or I mean,
Is that fair on the dog?
Yeah, I think so. Right. We've been looking at Australian shepherds. They're quite cool. Sheepdog. Sorry.
Is that like a German Shepherd but with a different?
Sorry, it's Australian sheepdogs.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Yes.
Like a working dog.
A working dog.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
And have you got a name?
Sorry, Australian Shepherd. I was right. Yeah. Highly intelligent, high energy, herding dogs.
Sounds like you.
Yes. So, yes.
Perfect fit.
Well, exactly. So we will just be, having lots of fun together. And they're actually really cute. So we're looking at what dog to get. But then what name would you call it? I've been looking at Champion.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one I saw the other
what
day.
about Gabrielle?
Gabrielle. Yeah, name it after an Arsenal player.
Yeah.
Or Cheddar. I saw my friend's dog was called Cheddar.
Cheddar.
Yeah.
Don't
I mean, it's
mind
obviously a beige dog.
Yeah.
What? Did you have a dog? Cat?
I'd love one, but I live in a flat. If I ever get a house with a garden, I want, yeah.
Do you want a proper dog, or do you want like a toy dog?
proper dog.
What are you thinking?
I'll call it Phil.
Phil? For a dog?
What's wrong with that?
No, I don't know. I just don't know any Phils.
Before I go, Harry Kane's getting a free meal for every goal he scores.
Oh, yeah?
Some restaurateur in Germany, known locally as the Schnitzel guy, the landlord of the Buchenhain Forest Inn near Munich, Stefan Kastner, is personally delivering a schnitzel to Harry Kane every time he scores.
He's probably thinking, no, I don't need that.
Harry's conscious of his healthy diet.
Exactly.
He never wants chips, apparently.
Oh, right. I mean, chips are great, aren't they?
What food would you like to get for scoring a goal?
That is a great question. That is a great question.
For me, it's those little Portuguese custard tarts.
Oh, yes,
It's literally my favourite thing.
Pastel de natas.
That's the one.
Oh, that's a great shout.
Yeah.
Maybe a chocolate eclair?
A chocolate eclair every time you bang one in.
Yes. My late grandma used to love chocolate eclairs, so I grew up on chocolate eclairs, so maybe that would be... Well, that's pretty niche, though.
No, that's all right.
Or like I mean, obviously, I love my chocolate mousse.
We've both gone patisserie.
We have, actually.
And that's the front pages.
That is the front pages. Nick Ellaby, thank you so much for your time this morning. This is Early Sports Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, this morning. The time is 5:46. Up next, we're going to be looking ahead to the Champions League games tonight, and there are so many of them. And, of course, we are going to be giving you the chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip to South Africa.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
Okay, good morning. You are listening to Katie Shanahan. This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We are building up to the breakfast show in 10 minutes' time with Ali McCoist and Steve Bruce on the show today. They will be here at 6 a.m. As for this music, you will tell that it's competition time because England returns to South Africa next winter, and as always the Barmy Army will be out there in full force, and this time you could be too. We're giving away a week for two at the 2027 New Year's tests in Cape Town. Every day of the match at one of the world's greatest cricket grounds with flights, hotels and spending money all covered. It's your chance to secure 2 spots with the official Barmy Army, so you'll be right in the mix with the rest of the fans. Listen up, here's how to enter. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or you can call this number 0343 418 7260. Lines close on the 6th of February at 4 p.m. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now.
Win a trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
OK, now we can cross over to Melbourne. Will Hobbs is watching the Australian Open. Will, Novak Djokovic is playing Leandro Mazzetti in the quarter-final. What's the latest on that one?
Yeah, Novak Djokovic's bid for that record 35th Grand Slam looks to be on the rocks in this quarter-final with Lorenzo Musetti. The great man broke Musetti in the first game of the match. Musetti responded with a double break involving some swashbuckling one-handed backhands, whilst Djokovic made a string of unforced errors. Musetti took the first set 6-4 and he started the second on fire. Some mesmeric tennis to break Djokovic in the first game, sealed by a slow-motion forehand lob that the 10-time champion had to helplessly watch sail over him. Djokovic broke back to level, but Musetti broke again, so he leads 3-1 in the second set. Earlier today, Jessica Pegula beat Amanda Anisimova in straight after Elena Rybakina beat Iga Swiatek in similar fashion. The final match today will see Jannik Sinner aim to continue his charge for a third straight title here against Ben Shelton. Right now, Novak Djokovic is trailing by a set and a break to the graceful Italian Lorenzo Musetti. It's 3-1 in the second set.
The Australian Open update on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Every set exclusively live on TNT Sports. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, let's see if Lorenzo Musetti or Novak Djokovic will book their place in the semi-finals. Thank you very much, Will. Right, coming up today on the station, it's a big day of Champions League action. Adrian Durham presents kickoff live from the Emirates. In terms of commentaries, you've got a choice today. 8 o'clock, PSG up against Newcastle in the Champions League. That's on talkSPORT. We'll also have updates of Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham and Chelsea game. Chelsea travelling away to Napoli. Newcastle, let's focus on them for a moment because they were seconds away, if you remember this, from winning in Paris back in 2024. But Kylian Mbappe scored a controversial penalty. Luis Enrique says that could add an extra edge to tonight's clash.
It was 2 years ago, and a lot of players came, a lot of players left. We are same coaches, and the last match against them, it was at home. We draw that match, and we are much better than that match. We are confident.
Yeah, so you can listen to that game, that's Newcastle away to PSG in Paris in the Champions League on talkSPORT. And the other game we've got for you is 8 o'clock kickoff on talkSPORT 2, Napoli hosting Chelsea, as it's Antonio Conte's Napoli facing his former club Chelsea in the Champions League. talkSPORT 2 for that one. Right, there have been hundreds of messages this morning and lots of you also giving me some advice about what dog to get, and you're sending in pictures of your dog. Oh look, I've got this one from Kate. Hi lovely Katie, get a boxer. This is red after Manchester United, and lots of gorgeous photos of boxers and dogs. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're thinking of getting an Australian Shepherd, something energetic that I can go on a run with. There's so many dogs. I've been looking at puppy Rottweilers, loads of dogs to think about. But also we've been asking you this morning, is this Arsenal's year? Arsenal fans being very positive on the text. This is Lifwell Lee. Thank you so much. He goes, I'm with you, Katie. Come on, Arsenal. However, Kerim's saying bottle jobs. Arsenal bottle this 100%. It's in their nature. Kerim thinking absolutely not. Arsenal won't be able to do it. And also this one here. This is from... what else have we got here? We're talking about who's going to win the Champions League. Arsenal top of the table at the moment. In terms of other clubs sitting a little bit further behind, you've got Liverpool in 4. So at the moment the table sits Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Tottenham, then PSG, Newcastle, Chelsea. So lots of the English clubs actually towards the top of the table. And this one here saying Liverpool have a much better chance of winning the Champions League than Arsenal. They have more winning DNA in the competition, and Anfield a much better home setting than Emirates for European nights. That's Chris in Newbury. So it'll be interesting to see how and who ends up winning the Champions League, right? Thanks so much for all those texts coming in this morning. And finally, I can see Ali McCoy's outside, touching his toes and gearing up for the talkSPORT Breakfast Show from 6 o'clock. So just time to play you this. Oh, no, just time to tell you what's coming up on the show today. Joining Ali McCoy and Steve Bruce, England, Leicester, Wigan, Birmingham and Liverpool's Emil Heskey is on the show. Adrian Durham and Kevin Hatchard will be looking ahead to tonight's Champions League action. And we've got Graham Swan, who will rate England's chances of next month's T20 World Cup. And, of course, review the ODI series win in Sri Lanka. You've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, this morning. Thanks so much for all of your lovely texts. Lots of Arsenal love, keeping the positivity here as well. Just a few more to read you out. One here saying, good morning, Katie. Love hearing your voice in the show. Great show as always. Thank you so much. Morty also, good morning to Jill. Good morning, Katie. Slept in, don't worry, it is early. Love your show and just wanted to say hello. We've also got lots of pictures of dogs. Get a rescue dog. They are the best. That's Sparks, the Chelsea fan, now living in the Peaks. Oh, and your dog looks lovely. Thanks so much for all these dog pictures. I really want a dog, so hopefully I can find and get a solution. And to Sam, the Leeds fan, he goes, good morning, Katie. As a Leeds fan, you'll need all your best players for Saturday up against Arsenal. It's hard to support you, but I believe you will win the league. But you also need to get past Leeds on Saturday. So let's see how that turns out. Thanks so much for all your texts coming in this morning. You've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, this morning. Ali McCoy and Steve Bruce are on the way next with talkSPORT Breakfast. I'll be back same time tomorrow.